After the wild earlier games, the Arizona Cardinals, they're on deck. They're going to get kickoff at 1:25 in the desert, but they're going to be down some key players in the defensive secondary. We've got the inactives. We got all the storylines going into this contest. It's Brack and Alex Clancy. It's your Locked On Cardinals pregame show.
You are Locked On Cardinals, your daily Arizona Cardinals podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What's going on? It's Brack, Alex Clancy, Locked On Cardinals, your pregame show, because the Arizona Cardinals kick off a little bit later in the afternoon games, and we haven't talked since a couple of these key players, some information leaked out, and it's official as far as your inactives. The Arizona Cardinals going against the rookie quarterback, Alex. They're going to be down two key members of their defensive secondary.
Yep, it's going to be Marco Wilson. It's going to be Byron Murphy. So let's see what this pass rush can do to overcome a more weakened secondary than what they normally put out on Sundays. It's going to be interesting to see what the blitz packages will look like. It'll be interesting to see what Vance Joseph does to kind of mask what the Cardinals are lacking regarding injury. Luckily, they're going up against a team that is the weakest offensively that the Cardinals have faced so far. Yeah. I mean, I'd even say over Jacksonville, probably tied with them. Maybe they've got a little bit of a leg up. They've got big play possibility guys in Deebo Samuel, George Kittle being on the IR. I mean, but I was thinking about this. I feel like this is what the Rams felt like before the Cardinals came into town, where obviously the offense looked a lot better for the Cardinals, but it's a team that looked like they were a couple steps behind, especially, after coming off a win against Tampa Bay, the Rams were. So the Cardinals can't get ahead of themselves here. They still got to score more points. They still have to instill dominance like they did on the road against Jacksonville, against a weaker opponent.
Yeah, once again, just insight you can't find anywhere else. The Arizona Cardinals have to outscore their opponent to win the ball game. You're not going to get it anywhere else but Alex Clancy and Locked On Cardinals. But yeah, you know what? I disagree. I mean, this can obviously you can dress it up as a trap game, sure, but that's going to come down to the San Francisco 49ers defense being able to play like they did in Week 16. They've got to turn this thing into a grinded out game where their defense gets the Arizona Cardinals high-powered offense off the field several times. I mean, they forced 5 3-and-outs against the Seahawks last week and still surrendered 28 points. It's just, I think the Arizona Cardinals, they have the opportunity to put this game away early, make life a living hell for Trey Lance, who I just don't think is ready for the moment right now to pull off the upset. I mean, I really don't think he has enough throws in his arsenal to beat the Cardinals on his own. Like, he can surprise you. He might make some plays with his athleticism. He's not going to go out there and just kill you with his leg. He's good enough. It's a weapon of his. He's not faster than Kyler Murray, and he's not as talented of a thrower as he is. I just think that the Arizona Cardinals going into this contest have a very good opportunity, really, really good opportunity to go 5-0 if they can avoid any kind of letdown. You got your mic off.
Like, if this wasn't an interdivisional opponent, I'd be a little bit more, loose, but we're still learning about the Cardinals. We're still learning about this young team and putting things together early on in the season where they've exceeded expectations in the win-loss column by many. We haven't seen them at 4-0 go do it again in a dominant fashion. So it's not hesitancy. It's not questioning if it's going to happen. It's let's see it happen.
Yeah.
And then you can have a total different mindset going into Week 6 on the road against Cleveland.
Yeah, that's all. That's gonna be the next big test. This is a test in its own right where you have to avoid the letdown. Like, you took care of business against Jacksonville. It was a slow start. The game can look like that if you want to. It's a little frustrating to watch in the first half. But if it looks like Jacksonville in Week 3 where it's slow, but you kind of enforce your will on them and your roster just is way better. I mean, the talent right now, even with Byron Murphy and Marco Wilson out, the Arizona Cardinals have enough talent to where they should dominate this. To watch Trey Lance, and sure, like, he had the benefit of the team of Seattle not preparing for him. Seattle still had a pretty easy time slowing him down. He didn't make any decent throws in that game. Even the play that he made to Deebo Samuel for 70-plus yards in the touchdown was a tremendous just bust. It was a broken coverage. I mean, you and I make that throw, and we lack the arm strength. We could still muster it out there to Deebo. And the Arizona Cardinals were able to kind of slow down the Rams and their big playability. I know that's with Byron Murphy, but still, I'm confident against this rookie quarterback that they're going to be able to get the job done today.
Yeah, and we don't look a lot of times, and we've talked about this a lot because Chandler Jones hasn't recorded a sack recently, and J.J. Watt hasn't either. The sack numbers just haven't been there. This is a game where you look at the sack numbers. Yeah. This is a game where you look at the pressures that the quarterback hits because, as you mentioned, the Cardinals should instill dominance, and it has to start with the pass rush. The offensive line is good. Trent Williams should be out there, but the Cardinals need to show, hey, Rook, we're coming for you. We're going to come eat your lunch. We'll be living in the backfield doing river dances. And I mean, that's where they need to be. That's the thing that you need to see the most numbers wise on the defense today.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, the George Kittle thing too was like the thing that made me like really breathe a sigh of relief. Like, okay, he's not even going to have his main safety valve. It's Deebo Samuel. I didn't believe the Locked On Niners guys when they're like, hey, this running game is plug and play. I'm not buying that, especially when you can stack the box. We'll see what Kyle Shanahan has to do. I did appreciate seeing a lot of Niners fans' frustrations kind of leak out about Kyle Shanahan. You're finally starting to see that because the unrealistic expectations to contend going into the season. How are you going to do that with your quarterback position in such flux? And you did that to yourselves. It is wild, but this game, maybe we should just cut it short. There's not much more to it. I wanted to get the Byron Murphy thing. I wanted to get to Marco Wilson. Chase Edmonds is going to be good to go today. The Arizona Cardinals will not be down in the run game. That's an ability for them to maybe control the clock if they need to, but just keep the gas pedal down on offense, and the Arizona Cardinals should be fine.
Yeah. Let's see what it looks like when you can stomp your foot on a team's throat.
Yeah.
Proverbially, of course. Like, let's see if the vertical attack, see if DeAndre Hopkins gets a little bit more involved. See if the offense is just going to be the old New Orleans Saints offense that I relate to. It's just, is it Robert Meacham? Is it Marcus Colston? Is it Devery Henderson? We have no idea who it's going to be, any Sunday from the next. So we'll see if they start playing the hits with AJ Green, and that starts to be a thing, AJ the Demon, as Kyler Murray calls him. I mean, that'll be very, very interesting. If he becomes like a favorite flavor of this offense for Kyler, being 33 and being probably 70% of what he once was.
Yeah. I mean, it's like when you look at the San Francisco 49ers and what they're going to be playing in that defensive secondary, some of the young guys are there, but they're still going to you might see like Dre Kirkpatrick get some significant playing time. It's like, if as a Cardinals fan, that's good, right? I mean, are they going to have enough hats to get on hats and cover guys? As far as this Arizona Cardinals offense is concerned, we will see. We're going to cut things off there.
And let me say one thing before we go. There have been 1,000 extra points missed and 1,000 field goals missed today. Yeah. Enjoy the flavor of the Praterade, okay? Yeah. Like, the Green Bay and Cincinnati game is still going on. There have been at least 5 missed field goals and extra points combined for makeable kicks.
Yeah.
Appreciate what the Cardinals have with Andy Lee and Matt Prater. It cannot be overstated. It cannot be talked about enough.
Arizona Cardinals shoot for 5-0 against the San Francisco 49ers. No George Kittle, no Kwan Williams, no Jimmy Garoppolo, but the Arizona Cardinals don't have Byron Murphy and Marco Wilson. Still think the advantage goes to the undefeated team at home against a rookie quarterback. We'll see. Somebody, Mac Jones got a W today, but that's because he was going up against another rookie quarterback. I mean, it's just, they haven't been that impressive. The Arizona Cardinals need to continue that trend here in 2021. We'll talk to you guys at halftime. Make sure you're following Alex on Twitter at Clancy's Corner, at Locked On AZ Cards, and at BOBRACK. Enjoy the start of this game. We're breaking it all down come halftime right here on the Locked On Arizona Cardinals podcast.